So you've lived in this neighborhood for since the early '70s. Why have you stayed? Why have you stayed in the Cascade Heights neighborhood?
Well, I'll tell you why I stay here. And we've had several of our friends who have moved around and to different places, but I like the area. I like that we're not that far from the airport. I like that the neighborhood. We believe in keeping our homes up, and no matter how you look at some neighborhoods, you get where after you stay so many years, the people get old and they drop and they don't do as well. Like the Circle out here, we have taken that on as a project. My husband pays our yard man to keep it up because we want it to stay looking pretty. And I love the fact that our home has plenty yard. And the new homes that you move into places, you don't have that. And everybody's house along here have 3.5 acres to 7 acres, so it's really nice. And I like my neighbors. They tend to their business, but at the same time, they're good neighbors.
So community has kept you in the community.
That's right. And I see growth too. I see, like I was talking about with the fire station, and with now we're up at, in the area, they're redoing a lot of the buildings that they've been there. At one time they were in excellent shape, but now, like everything else, they're not. I've seen some of our business, some of our black and white business move out. And I'm hoping that a lot of the new builders, the new companies that are coming in, I'm hoping that they will do things that will help the neighborhood.
Those early 5 to 10 years when you initially moved to the Cascade Heights area and it was just transitioning, how did your family and friends respond to you, or coworkers respond to you being in what was a predominantly white neighborhood? Because like most of us, they probably didn't see the long-term goal, and they didn't anticipate maybe a neighborhood going from white to black. And, you know.
Well, the funniest thing about that is that a lot of the folk that I worked with, like I said, was a member of what is now Hoosier.
Church. And
they lived in this area and on down, and they had moved out. So they were real interested in how long and how well you. Well, I just wonder how it's going to work. Are you going to live there long? And I said, well, you know, I don't run, so we'll be here until we decide that we want to go. And that's just the way I felt about it. And the neighbors in this neighborhood, I felt like it was pretty strong. They had strong bonds, and we were together because we were young. You know, a lot of us were, and. The ones that had moved out, some of them that I didn't know, that like I said I worked with, they just didn't think it would hold together. I don't think that it was expected that it would grow, and that they felt like that the neighborhood would drop. And instead, we worked hard to make sure that didn't happen.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's the one thing I like. And I feel like that's what has drawn them back, the minorities back to this area.
How has affected living in the Cascade Heights neighborhood affected your life? Do you think it would have been different had you lived in another neighborhood?
No, I don't. I think that I like the neighborhood. I think that it's more progressive now. I see more things, the neighbors trying to do more, and that's good. And I think that's because of the time. You know, you go into a different time, and I like that. I'm real happy here. I don't want to live anywhere else. I want to see, if anything, let it grow.